Hello, and welcome to another live episode of the Alex Nitzberg Show. I'm Alex Nitzberg, and today I'm going to cover a few topics, starting out with this vote on removing U.S. troops from Somalia. And hint, they're not removing them. Second thing I'm going to cover is the President Joe Biden announcing his reelection bid. I think we pretty much saw this coming, but he's done it and he wants to finish the job. So, and then also I'm going to talk a little bit about Tucker Carlson, which has been occupying a lot of people's attention this week. Very surprising. I think I was surprised. I'm assuming you all were surprised as well to learn about that. So let me switch over to my camera here and say, look, I got a little thing here. Thumbs up, please. If you're enjoying these videos that I've been doing on Saturdays at 3:30 every week, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up on this video. And just, I've been doing them at 3:30 every Saturday, so you can come back next week. There will be another one as well. But thank you all to everyone who has been watching these videos and subscribing and giving me the thumbs up and everything. I appreciate it. So, and also, I'm not sure, where are my, I seem to have lost my comments thing. That's weird. Where is that? Don't know. All right, well, we'll get started. I don't know where the thing is for the comments on my streaming software. Anyway, let me go ahead and get started here. So first off, I'm going to talk about this. So conservative and progressive House members voted to withdraw U.S. troops from Somalia, but majorities of both parties shot the measure down. And this is something that's sort of interesting. It kind of looks like a sort of establishment versus everybody else thing. Because you can see here I have this picture of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Thomas Massie. You know, Thomas Massie is extremely conservative, you could possibly say libertarian-leaning conservative guy from Kentucky. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, extremely liberal, progressive congresswoman from New York. And yet, both of them voted together. You know, they both were among the people who voted to remove U.S. troops from Somalia. So check this out. This measure says, this concurrent resolution, it basically said that Congress would be directing the president to remove all United States armed forces other than the United States armed forces assigned to protect the United States Embassy from Somalia. Now, if you look at the vote, you can see something very interesting that happened here. 52 Republicans and 50 Democrats voted in favor. They voted yay. They voted to remove the troops from Somalia. But you can look at this, 165 Republicans and 156 Democrats voted against it. So we have this weird situation where there's these really conservative people joining with these really liberal progressive Congress people voting to remove the troops, while majorities in both of the parties shut that down and voted against it. And I mentioned AOC and Thomas Massie, but also Chip Roy was with Massie, voting against keeping troops there. So the two of them both voted to remove the troops from Somalia. Cori Bush, another super liberal congresswoman, Democrat, she voted also to remove the troops. So there's this weird situation where there's this coalition of conservatives and progressives voting to remove troops, while look, these giant majorities of both parties are voting to keep the troops in Somalia. And so that also, I wanted to share this. Thomas Massie shared my article here and said, we have no vital national interests that justify having troops in Somalia. And this similar thing happened last month on this concurrent resolution to remove U.S. troops from Syria. And once again, this was saying Congress directs the president to remove United States armed forces from Syria. That one didn't mention anything about an embassy. But look, basically the same thing happened here. When you look at this vote here, you can see that 47 Republicans and 56 Democrats voted that they wanted to do that. They wanted to remove the troops from Syria. But yet majorities of both parties, 171 Republicans and 150 Democrats, voted against it. So there's this rift. And I titled this A House Divided. In this case, look, literally, the House of Representatives is divided on multiple fronts. It's divided, obviously, between the right wing and left wing. But even beyond that, it's divided further between the conservatives and more establishment Republicans, the progressives and the more establishment Democrats. And in some cases, the conservatives and the progressives are actually divided against the other, bulk of the Congress people. And so this vote to pull the troops out of Syria also went down in flames. It did not pass. And the same people here, you can look, Thomas Massie and Chip Roy and people like that are voting with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Cori Bush, Ayanna Pressley, very liberal members of Congress are joining with conservative members of Congress voting to get the troops out, but the bulk of the Congress people vote against it. So that's one topic I want to cover today, and then I want to move on to President Joe Biden. I'm sure you've heard, has announced that he is running for re-election. So he's currently 80 years old. When he was 78, when he was sworn into office, he was actually already the oldest president ever to serve. And if he won re-election, he would be 86 by the time that he departs from office. That would be in early 2029. So that's interesting. But he you can see here, that's why I'm running for election as President of the United States. Join us. Let's finish the job. Now, this is kind of funny. Look at this. They're actually selling finish the job campaign buttons. So you can get your hands on one of those if you want to. But it just seems like somebody thought this was a good idea. Who thought that this would be a good slogan to put out there? Finish the job. It just seems like they're inviting mockery. Because obviously, if you're like me, and if you're watching this, you probably are, you are not pleased with the job that he's been doing so far. And you do not want him to have another 4 years to finish the job. So, and also, I just wanted to share this. I wrote about this, and this kind of highlights what you'll be getting if you vote for 4 more years of President Biden. And that is the self-described openly queer White House press secretary marking Lesbian Visibility Week from the White House podium. So yeah, she got up there this week, and she was talking about that sort of thing, and she has these people from these some sort of LGBT related show. Let me show you that real quick.
So this week is Lesbian Visibility Week, and as the first openly queer person to hold the position of press secretary for the President of the United States, I see every day how important visibility and representation are. Today, I'm honored to welcome the cast of The L Word and Generation Q, 2 Showtime series that chronicle the friendship, the love, the challenges, and the triumphs of strong, funny, and resilient queer women. Up here with me are the...
All right, I'll stop it there. So there you go. That's more of what you can expect if you vote for another round of President Joe Biden. So I got my comments back. So if you want to leave me a comment and let me know, what do you think about the things I talked about so far? What do you think about the fact that we have this group of conservatives and progressives voting together against the bulk of Congress people to remove troops from countries? What do you think about President Joe Biden announcing re-election? Do you think that he will actually end up becoming the Democratic nominee if he wins? Just let me know what you think about that. Have you seen the other people, RFK or Marianne Williamson? Do you think one of them could possibly win? I would say probably not. Although I've got to say, based on what I've seen so far, I like RFK better than Biden. He says some good stuff. All right, so then I'm going to talk about this, the elephant in the room, Tucker Carlson and his split with Fox News. So I'm sure you guys have probably heard, and I put out a video about this earlier this week, but Fox News Media made this announcement, this shocking announcement, this surprise announcement, just boom, Tucker Carlson's gone, basically, on Monday. And they said that they had, Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways. And that's what this press release said. Now, the Wall Street Journal, they reported and said that, they said according to People, they didn't name the people, but they said Mr. Carlson found out that he was being let go about 10 minutes before the network announced his departure. The People said. They don't tell you who those people are. So that's interesting because, we have Fox News Media saying that they had agreed to part ways. Then we have the Wall Street Journal saying that he found he was being let go about 10 minutes before the network announced his departure. So that doesn't exactly sound like, oh yeah, we discussed it and we decided we just want to part ways. It's like, hey, you're leaving. But anyway, there's that. And then Megyn Kelly on her show, she said that, here, I'll just go ahead and play it and let you see what she said. Here's what she said.
I want to, I think, break some news for you. Tucker Carlson hasn't actually been fired. He's still an employee of the Fox News Channel. What happened was Suzanne Scott called him, she's the CEO, on Monday morning and said he was not going to be allowed to do any more shows and that he had been kicked out of his company email. And now they're going to have to negotiate an exit. Some reporting to me suggests that she said it's going to be an amicable parting, right? isn't it? Completely catching Tucker off guard. But Tucker's not fired. That's my information, that he still needs to negotiate the exit and that right now he's not free to launch a podcast or a digital show or negotiate with other employers at all because he's still under contract. They pulled his show off the air. They also fired his executive producer, Justin Wells. And though he tried to find out why, they wouldn't tell him.
All right, so basically, whatever's going on, Tucker's not on Fox News. I'm sure you've noticed that this week. He wasn't on at all, Monday through Friday. But he did put out this tweet on Wednesday, which went viral. I mean, it went crazy. He put out this tweet, and it's like a little bit more than 2-minute video. And he doesn't, directly talk about Fox News or anything like that in this video. Though if you want to start speculating, and this is speculation, if you listen to what he said, it sounds like he has ideas in his mind for, what he thinks needs to be out there. And my guess is he'll probably be doing something in the future. But check this out. He got, so far, and this was put out on Wednesday, notably at 8:01 p.m. His show aired on Fox News before 8 o'clock. He put this out at 8:01 p.m. And he has 23 million views on this video so far. And I want to note, because it seems like some people are kind of reporting this inaccurately. He has 23 million views on the video. The tweet, let me go back here. If you look at the tweet has 77.8 million views, but the video has 23 million views. So those are different numbers. The tweet views versus the video views. Not that I'm trying to detract from his 23 million video views. Obviously, that's a huge number, but people are sometimes reporting and making it sound like he had 70 million or 60 or 50 million video views. It's not. They're separate numbers, okay? So the video has 23 million views so far. The tweet has 77.8. I believe he actually had more than 19 million views in under 24 hours after putting this out. So, I mean, that is, the video has been a sort of media juggernaut there. Now, some people, I would say many people, were very unhappy about this news of this split with the Fox News Tucker Carlson split. And some people, after this news broke, started coming out and saying that they were canceling their Fox Nation subscriptions, which, Fox Nation is the Fox News' streaming service. And so, have any of you done that? I didn't subscribe to Fox Nation, so I didn't cancel it because I don't have it. But do any of you who subscribe to Fox Nation, let me know in the comments, did you go ahead and cancel your subscription because of this, or are you keeping it? Because a lot of people did come out and say that they were canceling their subscriptions. And obviously, Fox News' ratings took a pretty bad hit this week, suffering without Tucker Carlson. Brian Kilmeade was filling in for him. And, anyway, people are very upset about Tucker Carlson not being there. And so the ratings are suffering because of that. But let me know what you guys think. Did you like Tucker Carlson's show? Are you sad or angry, or how are you basically unhappy about the fact he's not there? And if he starts something new, will you watch it? As for me, I basically would say that Tucker Carlson's show was the best program that Fox News had going for them, and so I think it's gonna hurt them. It probably won't put Fox News out of business or anything like that. But Fox News, if you're paying attention to politics, they're not exactly super conservative. I mean, yeah, they're better than MSNBC and CNN, but overall, they're not the Blaze or something. I mean, they're not really super conservative. And so, this is kind of, it's taking a huge hit to their credibility among conservatives, though, because Tucker Carlson was probably the best thing that they had going over there. And now he has been, whatever it is, he's gone. He's not on there anymore. So this is not great for them. And I will be watching Fox News less because he was the best thing they had before. And so, yeah, I'm not happy about this. I hope that he joins either the Blaze or the Daily Wire or, Newsmax or something. Or actually, maybe him just starting his own thing would be the best. Maybe he can go to Rumble or even Twitter. I think Elon Musk is probably going to try and make Twitter into a competitive video platform. Which, by the way, while I'm saying that, please follow me on Twitter if you have not already. Eventually, I want to start streaming these videos on Twitter as well as YouTube. And I've been trying to tweet more stuff and get some people to follow me over there. So if you're on Twitter, please give me a follow over there. And maybe Elon Musk will build it up into a situation where it can compete with YouTube, which is a very censorious platform. YouTube likes to censor people who are conservative for saying things that YouTube disapproves of. And so I hope that, Twitter can become an alternative to that. But anyway, wherever Tucker goes, I'll be interested to find out about that, and I will let you know when I find out. I'll cover it on the show probably if he announces he's doing something. So that is it for me today. Let me just say thank you for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. Also, please follow me on Twitter. And you can scroll through the stuff there. I've been tweeting out snippets from articles and, just stuff like that. Last thing I tweeted here is about these ridiculous campaign finish the job campaign buttons. So anyway, thank you everyone for watching this episode, and please join me next Saturday at 3:30 for another live episode of the Alex Nitzberg Show. And if you haven't watched the other stuff I put out this week, you can go watch the video about Tucker Carlson, the video about Biden announcing his presidential bid. I think that was it. There might have been one other one, but anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.